Hello everyone, this is Rob from Quilting on a Budget and Hunter Doling Designs. And we're going to start with our first block. I've got everything done. Our first block is called Red Cross, and it is 1107 in this book, Encyclopedia of Quilt Patterns. And 1107 is, I had it marked and now it's not marked. Okay, 1107 is this block right here. And it's called Red Cross. It's from Kansas City Star, published in 1934. Some information about it, I looked it up. It first appeared in the Kansas City Star on July 21st, 1934. And the notes with the block are, the original size was 8 1/4 inches. I think that is pieced. And that is a really weird size. And a Kansas City Star fan who worked for the Red Cross during the World War, knitting and wrapping bandages, submitted this block, which may be done in red and white. I did mine in Amanda Murphy's Shot Cotton collection, which I have a bunch of charm packs, and my whites are from Maywood Studios. They're a tone-on-tone white, and each block has a different tone-on-tone design. This is what it's called, Solitaire Whites by Maywood Studio, and that's a layer cake. And I had that, and I wanted to use pre-cuts instead of yardage, which I have plenty of yardage, because a lot of people work with pre-cuts, and I want you to see that you can do this. Now, what I'm going to do is turn the camera around and show you the block and describe some of the things that I have done and why I have done them, and then I'll show you the pattern, which I will publish along with this. Okay, here's the block that I have done. It is basically a 9-patch, 2 9-patches in a 4-patch. I chose to use 3-inch finished blocks in my 9-patch. That makes this block 18.5 inches unfinished. When it is finished, it will be an 18-inch block. The reason I chose the size that I choose to use 3-inch finished blocks as a basis for my design. And there are several reasons for that. Most people, if you're being, as Seth says, a bougie quilter, you use 1-inch finished. And most people work with 2-inch finished, which is 2.5-inch jelly roll strips. I choose 3.5. The reason is, and the smallest you can choose to do this is a 1/2 inch finished. The reason is, if you press a 1/4 inch seam to one side or press your seams open, when you put 2/4, you have a 1/2 inch. So you don't want your seam allowance when you press it to overlap with your seam allowance and creates bulk. So basically, the smallest piece you can have is a 1/2 inch finished, which would be a 1-inch strip. I choose 3 3-inch, which is cut at 3.5 inches. for several reasons. These 9 patches, which are easy, are a prime example of that. I could put in this center square, I could put another 9 patch in here and have a difference in it. I could put another cross and put white in the middle with color on the 4 corners and create. Or I could put a simple 9 patch in there. I could put a 4 patch. But also, mostly, I could fuzzy cut fabric, a print or something, and put my fuzzy cut, and it's big enough to see the design of your fabric and whatever you choose. That is why I choose 3.5, because 3-inch finished. Because if you want a 9 patch in here, another 9 patch, that would be 1-inch finished, 3 blocks across, 3 blocks down. 1-inch finished is 3 inches. So you would use 1.5-inch cut strips or blocks to make that. And that's the reason I chose. And I chose this fabric because I love the linen texture of the shot cottons. And I love the simplicity of it, but the colors are just so vibrant, as you'll see as we go along. But this is called the Red Cross, and traditionally it would be done in reds here. But we don't have to be traditional. And you could make this any size you want, because here's the pattern. This is 18 inches. 9, see, it'll be 3, 3, 3, which is 9. And so this block is 9 inches finished. But if you did this in 2, using jelly roll strips, which would be 2.5, but when you sew them, they're finished at 2, then this would be 6 and 6, so it would be 12. If you used 1-inch finished blocks, it would be 1, 2, 3 inches by 3 inches, which would be a 6-inch block. And if you did a 1/2-inch finished block, it'd be 1.5 times 1.5 would be 3 times 1.5 would be 4.5. So it would be, no, it would be, yeah, 1.5, 1.5. My brain just went with. So 6 inch, 3 inch, oh, it would be 9 inch. I'm so confused right now. So if you did 1-inch blocks, there would be 3 inches finished, 3 inches, which would give you 6-inch square. If you did a 1/2-inch block, they would be 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch, which would be a 3-inch block. That's the confusion. Everybody gets confused with the math. So don't worry about trying to calculate all the sizes and everything that you think that you should plan your whole quilt. Just make each block it one at a time and work with each block. You could use 5-inch squares, which are the charm pack. And if you used 5-inch squares, it'd be 5, 10, 15 inches finished. Well, no, that'd actually be 4.5 inch. So it'd be 4.5, 9, 13.5. And then you would have to have 13.5 here. So that would be a 27-inch block. So you can make them whatever size you want. And that's the beauty of these simplistic patterns that we're going to see here. Because no matter what we do, as long as we keep our sizes consistent and our seam allowance consistent, they will work out. The math works out. And the reason is, if you put, this is an 18-inch block. If you put a 9-inch, you make a 9-inch, one of your other block is smaller and it's 9-inch, then 4 would fit to take the place of this block. So you'd have to have 4 of those. Or if you used a 6-inch, you would have to have 3 by 3, which gives you the 18-inch. So you can always make a block, either a half square triangle, a quarter square triangle block, or something to fill your space in. So don't worry about it. Make one block at a time. Pick a size and work with that size. If you like dealing with jelly rolls and 2-inch finished blocks, then use that. If you're a fuzzy piecer like me, I love working with 1-inch finished. It is so much fun. But it takes a lot of fabric. But it gives you a lot of detail in the pattern of the quilt. But you lose the detail in your fabric, and you have to decide, do you want to show off your fabric or show off the quilt pattern? And again, that's your choice. So these are easy. I will post this pattern, and all you have to do is make it. And the reason I started out with this is because the basis of every quilt block is either a 4-patch or a 9-patch, and this is the prime example. 2 9-patches and a 4-patch. Simple as that. And I mean, you can make this block as complicated or as simple as you want. I kept it simple for everyone to see the dynamics of the color. And there is actually a small tone-on-tone pattern within this white fabric. And every block is different. There are dragonflies in this, and there's like little squilly flowers in these two. So nothing has to match. Nothing has to be perfect. That's the beauty of a scrappy quilt. So enjoy making your block. You could also do a whole quilt with this block. Easy peasy, quick, and different. And I made one several months ago using this exact same pattern, but with the 5-inch cut blocks, charm packs, which are 4.5-inch finished, and just put this block next to this block, which creates a plaid weave. So many options in such a simple thing. So I want everyone to have a great week. I look forward to seeing what you create, what colors you choose. Also, can you please put hashtag KC Star and hashtag QAL for Quilt Along, and so we can pick your pictures out and see them and search for them easily within the group. Because I actually miss the days that I got to see everyone's post. I don't get to see that any longer. So everyone, like I said, have a great week, and I look forward to seeing what you do. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. You can tag me. You can send me a IM on Facebook Messenger. You can do whatever you need to do or however you like to communicate. But I do ask that most questions you ask in the group so others can help you, because I may not get back to you. Remember, I live in the Netherlands, so I am 6 hours ahead of New York. So 12 o'clock on the East Coast or New York would be 6 p.m. my time. I will plan a live for us to set up a room so we can interact. I want to try that out so we can interact, but we need to find a time that, and it may need to be a weekend, and I'm not opposed to that. So we will work it out, and we'll see you in the next few days, and I hope to hear from you, and I hope to see some beautiful blocks. So everyone have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.